so this is it's official. It's just been released. The 2021 NCAA men's bracket. It's back. It got canceled last year for obvious reasons, the pandemic and everything. But yeah, we're gonna get into it. But for the playing game, oh shit, man, dog. For the playing games, we have Norfolk State, Appalachian State, and then Mount St. Mary's, Texas Southern, Wichita State, Drake, Michigan State, and UCLA in the playing games. So we got a couple blue bloods in there. In the open. What do you think about the first four games?
Norfolk and Appalachian toss-ups. Texas Southern, Mount St. Mary's are toss-ups. The only team I can definitely be like, okay, I'm gonna trust this team to win and pull out is that Michigan State, just because Tom Izzo, he's always tournament ready, always poised to make a big run. So,
what about Wichita State? They've had some history of, even though their old coach went to Texas.
They got different coaches, right?
Yeah, he went to Texas though. So I think that was a couple of years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But I definitely would trust Tom Izzo. I mean, yeah. All right, let's go to the West. We got the number 1 overall seed Gonzaga, and they're going to play the winner of Norfolk State and Appalachian State. Then you got Oklahoma, Missouri, Creighton, UCSB, Virginia, Ohio, and then USC, which will be Wichita State or Drake, not the singer. Just kidding. Just a little joke there. Kansas, Eastern Washington, Oregon, VCU, then Iowa and Grand Canyon. Now, this is an interesting one because Gonzaga has beaten Iowa already this year and Kansas this year and USC. I don't see a team, unless they just have a bad Gonzaga has a bad shooting night, to not make to the Final Four this year. I just don't see it. What do you think, Drew?
What, Gonzaga? You don't see them not making the Final Four?
No, I don't see anybody beating them in the West.
Virginia sitting right there at 4. Hold up, man.
Yeah, I don't. Gonzaga already beat Virginia this year too. So
they played them. But you know, from what I remember,
at Virginia,
they played well later. They were kind of had a late surge towards the second half of the year.
I think it'll be closer because it's their second matchup. But I just think talent-wise, I mean, Gonzaga will have a probably top overall pick or second or third pick. But just how Mark Few has them going, he's one of the better coach. He's really up there when it comes to philosophy and just getting the talent that he has is the most talent he's ever had. Even when they went to the finals, what's that?
Ever?
Yeah, I think they probably have about 4 players that can go top, first round.
You know, I feel like they're kind of turning to the new Duke because I don't know about who's the best Gonzaga player in the NBA in the last
Well, you have what's his name from the Pacers? He played for them. Sabonis, he played there. Okay. His name from DC, from Japan, he played there. But the best player ever to come out of Gonzaga was John Stockton. So,
I said 10, 15 years. So yeah, but yeah, no, those are 2 good examples. Okay,
because but you did have Adam Morrison who dominated, but then sucked in the NBA. So can't really say that.
Yeah, no, I remember that because he cried when they lost in this tournament here.
But I see Iowa. All you have to do is stop that big center that they have is probably going number 1 overall. I think he's averaging close to 30 points a game and almost 12, 13 rebounds a game.
What's his dimensions? How tall is he?
I think he's 7'1", but he's built he's just big, like just big, but can't shoot shit.
I
Like
thought he could shoot the three.
he acting trying to shoot like Giannis and Ben Simmons and shit, but that's about it. Like just inconsistent, just I would say he's the typical 90s 2000 center.
I mean, those type of centers thrive in college basketball.
Yeah, but not in the NBA. The transition won't. But you can never count out Kansas either. And I know D, that's your team. Jayhawks, but they're not going anywhere. So it's okay.
Yes, sir.
But you can't count out Virginia. I think in the semis, for the West semis, it'll come down to Gonzaga and Virginia. And then probably Kansas, Iowa. And then I think it'll be a Kansas Gonzaga finals, and I think Gonzaga pulls it out at the end.
I feel like because you got Oregon and VCU there, and they're kind of like upset minded.
Yeah, but then
especially historically in VCU, yeah.
Then they'll probably have to play Iowa, and I just don't see Iowa losing against either one of them. They could. I mean, remember we had like a 15 seed go all the way to the Final Four, so
right, and that's why I kind of stopped looking at college basketball. So I felt like the talent level was kind of like level now. But honestly, I believe that a lot of these teams, like if you're like in the mid seeds, like 7 to
or the 8 and 9 seeds are always great games.
8, 9s, 7s, 10s, 12 sometimes, but 7, 10s, those are the most dangerous. Like down there in the East, like you got Maryland and Connecticut. I think Maryland playing Alabama, that's not going to be an easy game.
You got Colorado and then Georgetown right there. That'll be a good matchup. I see Georgetown winning that.
I see that too. But see, exactly my point. They're 12 seed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Florida State is always dangerous now. In basketball, not just football. Well, they're not even dangerous in football right now. But I mean, I'm just throwing shade everywhere. I don't know why. It's just one of those days.
But about Larry Bird, man.
UCLA and Michigan State, like we talked about earlier, I think that's going to be a great game. Texas, UConn, and Maryland. That's going to be interesting.
I got Maryland.
UConn is always UConn is always like in the middle every year. They're like they don't ever really get good or get bad.
I think Maryland will take that.
Yeah.
They play really fast.
Oh, 15 seed. The 5th Rick Pitino team to make it to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah. Who do you think is coming out of the East?
Honestly, I feel like Florida State. You can never count one of his Leonard.
Michigan's tough, man. Michigan's tough under
Bro State, man.
Juwan Howard is that coach from the Fab Five.
And Leonard Hamilton's been here before, and he's been in this position before where I don't think he's ever been a top seed, like a 1 seed.
You got Texas, number 3.
No, because my best friend is a Longhorns all sports fan, and every time they play, they're always struggling. So, and I think if Michigan State gets there, wait, I'm looking at the wrong one.
No, you're on the East. You're good.
Yeah, but no, I'm looking at that was the other game.
BYU's a tough out too. BYU had Gonzaga down by 20 in the conference finals, but then Gonzaga outscored them by like 30 in the second half to win the game or something.
See, and you know what? That's what bugs me about Gonzaga is their conference is so weak. But this year they went through some adversity in their conference, but their conference is not.
Well, the thing is, they play the Dukes, the North Carolinas, the Virginias, the Michigan States before their conference starts.
Right.
And then, I mean, and then the Kansas, I think they played in the preseason to non-conference games, they played 10 ranked teams in
the holiday tournaments.
Yeah, they beat them all, and then went into. And BYU's a tough out too. And even in the previous year, St. Mary's has been a previous tough out. You know,
Yeah, every off year, St. Mary's. Yeah,
I'm
And
taking
sometimes-
Alabama. I'm taking Alabama. I think Alabama is gonna ride that wave from the SEC tournament and just get it done, man.
Throw and make it come out the East.
I think it'll come down to Florida State and Alabama in the finals, and I think Alabama will take that. I don't know. It's just something like, especially
Watch that
typically-
Alabama Michigan.
What's that?
I said I want to watch that Alabama Maryland game. I think honestly that's going to tell you all you need to know about that bottom half of the East bracket.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll. Yeah. So let's go to the South. You got Baylor, who's I think only lost one game this year. And that's another thing talking about Gonzaga. They're undefeated. So if they can win out, they'll be only the second team in college basketball history to be undefeated all year. The last team was Isaiah Thomas's Indiana team. So that's pretty crazy. But Baylor and Hartford, Now this game is gonna be interesting. North Carolina versus Wisconsin. That's gonna be this bracket is tough. The top South, because look, Baylor, North Carolina, Wisconsin, Villanova. You can never count out Villanova. Then Winthrop, and then Purdue can shoot like crazy. And then you have North Texas. Then Texas Tech, Utah State, Arkansas, Colgate have that good smile, that type of Colgate. There's your team, Florida, versus Virginia Tech, and then Ohio State. And I think the South is the toughest region. This is definitely the toughest, I think. What do you think, Drew?
So I think Baylor's tough. Baylor gets all the way down to coming up the top half of the South. I think if Florida can get past Ohio State and Virginia Tech, I think they can. I know it sounds biased. Either Ohio State's going to come out the bottom half, or Florida's going to come out the bottom half. That's how I feel. And then come out overall, probably Baylor's just going to get it done. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Baylor's gonna get to the finals. Now go ahead with the Midwest.
Illinois, first time being ranked that high, being a 1 seed since I think it was 2005 when they had D Brown, Luther Head.
No, they Darren Williams, right? That team.
Darren Williams, yep, that squad. And that squad was like almost undefeated going into the tournament.
I think they only lost 1 or 2 games or something crazy.
Yeah, they were. That was an insane squad. They got them winning theirs. Loyola returns against Georgia Tech, Tennessee, and Oregon State.
Hey, about Oregon State, this is the first time they've been in 30 years. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, and that's the first time they won the Pac-12, right? Or since '91?
Or Pac-10, Pac-12, whatever you want to call it. Now it's Pac-12, but it was Pac-10. But yeah, first time ever.
Since ever or since '91?
91.
Okay. Yeah.
But still,
they're running.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't. That Tennessee Oregon State. I think that's a trap game. That's a trap game for Tennessee.
Yeah.
Liberty, Oklahoma State. I'm not sure about them. I would assume Oklahoma State.
That's a.
SDSU. Yeah, they're. I think they're beating Syracuse. West Virginia should get out. Clemson and Rutgers.
West Virginia always brings that toughness defense too.
Yeah, Bob Huggins. Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing that I can see the San Diego State having issues is with
West Virginia.
The zone, because you know
how. Oh yeah, that's right.
They like to play that zone and they switch hella fast.
Yeah. So,
but if you have shooters, it's over. You can shoot out of the zone.
Yeah, SDSU typically has pretty good guard play. So,
Houston's number 2. Yeah, Houston's good.
I don't trust them.
Why? Is it because they're kind of like in a because when you talk about Gonzaga, they're not they call it like small school, but they're not. Are you
No,
are you kind of
no,
putting like
what
Houston
is
as
that?
the new Gonzaga when it comes to being a
No.
small major?
I just don't. I mean, yeah, they won their championship, and I think they blew them out. It was like 90-59, I want to say, or something like that. I forgot who they played, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they blew them out. So I don't feel like they're tested enough to make a deep run. So I honestly, if Clemson get out, I think Clemson's going to beat them at that meetup game, and then honestly, coming out of the Midwest, I can see San Diego State winning the whole, coming out of that bottom half,
I
and
think
then
that
Illinois taking the top half, and then between them,
it's
I
open.
could see Illinois or San Diego State coming out the Midwest.
I think the Midwest is open.
Yeah.
It's open. The
Mhm.
East, like I said, I think it'll be Alabama. We'll take out Michigan, Gonzaga, and then Baylor. I see a Gonzaga Baylor matchup in the finals, and I think Gonzaga like just ran Baylor out. Like let me see if I can find that score. Not fully run them out, but it just felt like it, you know.
Yeah.
Because that was like, what was it? Game recap. What was the score? Because at that time it was number 1 versus number 2.
Mm-hmm.
What was the score?
Yeah.
It was. Wait. Show me. Let me see. Score. Yeah, I'm just looking up at the score real quick. It was a 5-point game.
Okay.
So the Zags won by 5. Yeah. So we'll see. See what happens. Who do you think could take it? Who you taking?
Man, I mean, if everything goes right, the Zags should take the whole thing. But
But that's the thing. One night. That's all it takes.
yeah, that's true. So we'll see.
Because I guarantee you, Gonzaga, if they have a first half like they did have against BYU against these other teams, they'll lose.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they definitely will. But I can see Virginia.
Virginia's going to be a tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see Creighton. Creighton's still good because they got snipers out, but I see Gonzaga and Virginia. Potentially Oklahoma, maybe in the second round, but
Maybe.
I don't see anything. I mean, when you get to the Sweet 16 and Elite Eight, of course you're playing really good teams, you know. So, but yeah, I just see the talent and like that they have this year, and then talent coming in is just crazy. Like,
Who's going to win Player of the Year, the Wooden Award?
they're probably saying that kid from Iowa, that center.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they got Gonzaga's gonna start having one and dones. Like this kid, I forgot his name. Shooting guard, point guard combo. He's probably gonna be a top 3 pick. He's done after this year. I think
He's only having like 15 a game. I saw, right?
No, well, he was sitting out for a while, because he got injured. Like, but then he came back.
I see. He's going to struggle. I think.
That's why I don't think he should come out early.
Yeah.
But when the game's on the line, like he has a jumper. Like he can. He has all 3 assets. You know, he can shoot the 3, he could drive, and he shoot the mid range. It's just like he has size too. I just think he'll just be a bench player. you know, if he comes out
Yeah.
this year. But he's a
Mhm.
beast, though. He can average 20, 25 a game for the Zags. And what's crazy is Duke and Kentucky, like the Blue Bloods, just couldn't do it because of all the scratches and COVID.
Yeah.
So whoever wins, do you kind of hold that against them?
No. Mm-mm. No.
Not in this format. I mean, it's pretty similar, like basically bubble, every day, boom, 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 like play-ins, right?
Yeah.
And then you have that. So do you think the NBA will go to that in the playoffs?
Yeah.
You think they're going back to the bubble?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I think so.
I think they should. I mean, like LA is opening up. They're in the red stage now, so they're actually allowing people at Dodger Stadium and I'm sure Staples Center soon. So they're gonna start. I think it's like 20%. Yeah, but I was like, yeah, I'm not going anywhere there, bro.
No, because I know here they're gonna let at the Nats game they're talking about opening day having people there. So
Oh, Nationals, yeah, this is open day. I think the Dodgers are allowed 20%
yeah,
capacity, but I still think it's like, even when they say that, it's funny when they say that they're still sitting right next to each other, so it's like there's no 6 feet.
that's true. But no, they
Backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope
mean,
the Gonzaga wins,
about
man.
vaccines, it should be, they're saying you can do dang near anything, even though they're talking about in 2022 you're gonna need another shot. So, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Like, I'm about to get my shot next month, and then 2 weeks after that, I get the final shot, so I can go travel, see my family and stuff. But
yeah, that's about the only reason why I try to sign up and do it, just because it's like that, and then work, because I had a situation where somebody at work had it, and then the health department called me talking about oh, you need to go sit down.
they're
I
lucky.
just
Yeah.
my negative test result
Yeah.
yesterday, so I'm good to go back tomorrow. But it's an inconvenience. It's like I had to sit out of work, because of this, that, and third. So
Yeah, like
Thank
you're
God.
lucky that like that's happened a couple times at Verizon, but they'll shut down the store for 3 weeks to a month.
Oh wow.
And then I don't know if it's just because it's California and different, states have different regulations and all that. But yeah, they'll shut it down, and then you just work from home during that time. But what you're gonna do? Just stay 6 feet apart and wear your mask. That's all you have to do.
That's
Yep.
get the shot.